Lesson 2-1, Parts of an Expression. This is video 1, and in this video we'll be talking about the parts of an expression, and the terms that we're going to use in this first video should be pretty familiar. We used them very informally in Unit 1, and now we're going to make it just a little bit more formal, making sure you truly know the true definition of each one of these vocabulary words. The second learning target we're going to have in these lessons is we're going to translate English phrases and sentences into algebraic expressions. So if you recall from Unit 1, we talked about what an algebraic expression is. It's anything that contains a variable, a number, an operation symbol, that would be considered a algebraic expression. So right here, 5x plus 3y plus 8 is an example of an algebraic expression. Now expressions, you'll remember, do not have equal signs. Equations are the things that do have equal signs. So right now we're going to be looking at expressions. Now each expression is made up of things that we call terms. Now we've been using that vocabulary as we worked in this Unit 1, but each expression is made up of a term. A term can be anything. It can be a positive and negative number, it can be a variable, or it could be a constant multiplied by a variable or variables. So each term in the algebraic expression is separated by a plus or minus sign. So if we look at this algebraic expression, 5x plus 3y plus 8, it has three terms. The three terms are the things that are being added or subtracted together. So the first term is 5x, the second term is 3y, and the third term is 8. So those are the three things that are being added together. Now, let's go on to the next slide. Okay. So we also talked about this in Unit 1, that if an expression only has one term, it's called a monomial, because mono means one. An expression that has two terms, bi means two, so it's a binomial. An expression that has three terms is called a trinomial, tri meaning three. An expression with multiple terms, basically anything more than three, we just basically refer to those as polynomials. Now, a number with a fixed value, the one without the variable, is a constant. So that's the number by itself, the one that doesn't have the variable with it. So when a term is made up of a constant multiplied by a variable or variables, that constant is called a coefficient. So if we look here, this term 5x, the coefficient, the one that's being multiplied times the x, is 5. So if a variable does not have a number in front of it, we would say that it has an understood coefficient of 1. So we've talked about that. Now we're just making it a little bit more formal in our discussion. So let's go and look at our first example. In our first example, we have three terms. Anything that's added together is a term. So our three terms, the first one here would be 8x. The second one is 32. And the last one is y. So those are the three things that are being added together. Now coefficients, remember, were the things that were in front of the variable. So here the variable x, the coefficient for that one is 8. There is another variable, which is y. It has no number in front of it, so that coefficient is the understood 1. Remember that constant is the one without the variable, the one that stays the same and never changes no matter what values we plug in, and that constant is 32. Okay, so we're going to pause right there for a moment and let you do these U-tries, and we'll come back with our next set of videos. Make sure you check your answers in the solution guide.